Yo, Mike.
What up, though?
Them rookies reporting to camp, dog.
Let's talk about it, baby. Come on.
Right here on the BAM Show, baby. It's Friday. Oh, it's
Can
Friday.
you hit that me one time for me? Nope, I ain't hear it.
Aw. You got to be
crazy.
kidding me.
Oh,
Okay.
I can't even hear Wayne now. All right, everybody. Hopefully y'all can hear me. I can't hear Wayne.
You can't hear me?
No, and it's crazy because I heard you before. I can read lips. All right, here. Hey, say something to me. Let me see if I can read your lips.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? No, I still couldn't hear you, though. But I read your lips, though.
Interesting.
Now I got to go look at the chat and see if they can see what I'm seeing. All right, say something else.
Say something else.
Oh, one of us ain't. They can't hear somebody right now. We need y'all to get active in the chat right now and let us know what's going on with the audio. If y'all can hear us, if y'all can't hear us, it's crazy because we was just jamming and talking. All right, so, they said they could hear both of us. Oh, so it's me.
Bro,
All
you
right,
be
then.
tripping, bro. I'm confused like a mother freaker, yo.
They said they could hear both of us.
Okay,
I
because
can't hear you for some reason.
I don't know what happened. We were just talking.
My settings are all right.
I tell you what, great.
I'm gonna back out, and then you fix your screen real quick so it's not the split screen. Unless you want to be two-faced, it's up to you.
I
You
like
the
being
two-faced
two-faced,
thing.
but I won't do it.
I'm gonna refresh my page. It might be something on my end.
Hit it! What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the BAM Show. I'm your host, WayneBreezie. We don't know where Mike is because his sound ain't sounding right. That's why I said Mike, because I thought his sound was going to be fixed up. He says he still can't hear me in the background. So all of a sudden, Mike can't hear.
I got radio silence here.
All right, so
let me change my output. Let me change my output. Let me see if this helps.
Interesting. But they can hear us out there.
My earbuds.
And we will not be able to do this show. It's always something, man. When I tell you the devil he be trying. He be trying.
Okay,
man.
I hear you through there. He be trying. All right, so I hear you now through my laptop, but it's going to cause feedback. So let me go back to the headphones.
So you can't. So your headphones is busted.
All right, say something.
Say something.
Oh, my headphones die? Oh my God, they live. They tapping. They working.
Interesting.
And then this is when Wayne gonna tell me, Mike, you got to get wired headphones. And he gonna yell at me.
Mike, you got to get wired headphones, bro.
I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna turn my volume down, and then it's not gonna be any feedback. I'll just turn the volume down super duper low.
Can you hear me?
Say something now.
Can you
I can hear you. Yes.
So
can you hear yourself?
I can hear myself, yo.
That's not good.
Oh, I was probably not supposed to say that, but I can hear myself.
No, yeah, but you're not supposed to. That's what I'm saying. That's not good. And I just turned the volume super duper low.
All right, so Mike, check this out, right? This is gonna suck because we got to figure this out.
Yeah. Give me one more second. All right, let's talk about these rookies that just got signed, though. The 49ers signed a bunch of rookies.
They got 6 of them
3
signed
of them,
too,
in fact.
by the way.
Where'd it just go?
I needed to change it to 6 because Dominic Purdy has just been signed.
I got an idea. I'll be back. I'm going to leave again.
All right, so the San Francisco 49ers have signed 6 out of their 8 rookies. All right, so on yesterday they signed cornerback Renardo Green, 2nd-round pick. They signed 4th-round picks Isaac Garendo as well as Jacob Cowing. And on today they signed some more. So they got a few more there. They signed Dominic Purdy, Tatum Bethune, linebacker out of Florida State, Malik Mustafa, 4th-round pick, was signed as well. So a total of 6 rookies have been signed. We're still waiting on the Ricky Pearsall, as well as Jared Kingston's contract to go through. I'm surprised Jared Kingston didn't sign yet because he did speak at the podium yesterday during the presser, so you guys can hear me out there, right? I'm just curious. For some reason, I checked my settings, and if I'm not mistaken, Mike, I don't know what happened. Like, it's so weird, super duper weird, interesting. Mike headphones, cool. Let me just check the sound settings. That is weird. That Mike just disappeared. All right, let's bring Mike back in here. Can you hear me again?
All right, I hear you through there. I think we good now.
There's no echo?
No, and I got you through here. All right, we good. We back, baby.
Okay.
Like
So can you hear the sound effects now?
Yes, that's the horn
okay.
I want to hear to kick the show off. Come on, baby.
All right, man. We only 5 minutes late, so that's cool. I talked about the 49ers signing 6 out of 8 of their rookies. The only ones that haven't signed yet is Ricky Pearsall, first round pick Ricky Pearsall, and 6th round pick Jared Kingston.
Now I have a question for you, and I don't want you to take this the wrong way at all. I ask this question every time they report this. Why is this headline news? Like, Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport were tweeting about rookies being signed. Why is that big news? Like, of course they're going to sign.
I mean, it's just news that they report. It's not like they're just reporting it about the Niners. They reporting it about all the rookies that get signed. Yeah.
But shouldn't it be news about the holdouts and not the people signing? Like, that's the expectation, right? Like, the 49ers have a football game on Sunday.
Yeah,
that's not breaking news.
Sometimes
but the 49ers getting blown out or blowing someone out, that's the news.
Yeah, but sometimes, like, these rookies don't sign right away. Nick Bosa took forever to sign his contract, his rookie season, remember? I don't know if you remember that, but...
Yeah, I do, and that's the news.
Right,
yeah,
so...
That's what I'm saying.
But, I mean, I don't know. To each their own. I don't really care. I just going to put it out. My job is to reciprocate the news and talk about it.
Go. Echo those same sentiments. I'm with you. It's just curious to me as to, like, why that's always like, oh, this player signed. Let's go. Let's get it. And then the highlight clips come out of them as they sign all over social media and stuff. And it's like, these are the same clips we was looking at when we drafted them. And it's cool. So it's all right. It's cool. It's whatever. But it is good that they're getting in here to get into business, right? I think the rookies reported today too, right?
So the rookies reported yesterday. That's why I thought most of them. It depends on which ones got here yesterday. I thought that they all reported yesterday, but they did work out 3 deals on yesterday, and 4 rookies spoke. I mean, 4 rookies spoke as well. So you had, if I'm not mistaken, it was Isaac Garendo, Malik Mustafa, Jared Kingston. So 3 rookies spoke, because I think there was Renardo Green spoke too as well. So yeah, I was right. 4 rookies spoke. So they had some stuff to say. Interesting things that they talked about. Why they ready to make that transition. They do want to know what it's like to make the transition. So they are trying to reach out to the big brothers that are in the room. I think that's kind of dope. But are the big brothers reaching back out? At least we can say Debo is working with Ricky Pearsall. So
that's not.
What?
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, like,
what was you about to say?
I'm just saying, all this. We talk about Debo this not being this. I mean, obviously he working with Ricky Pearsall. I mean, they're working out with the same trainer, and they're getting the work out of it.
See, the Debo, the holdout through the contract, Pearsall not signing his deal. That's what they working together on. That's what it is?
I don't know, Mike. I don't know.
Conspiracy theory.
I don't know.
Mike in this building.
In the building. But you know what? It's good to see players communicating in their own kind of way. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so I wish all the wide receivers at some point could get together, grab them a quarterback and just get to catching, get to running routes, get them hands back working, get your feet back working, I wouldn't be surprised from Debo if his whole trajectory is different this year. His whole, the way he approaches football is a little different. And the reason why I said that, and it's confirmation too, because I was in the gym this morning, and I was overhearing some people talk, and it was like, it's leg day, blah 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 blah, and then he was like, yeah, I'm not even gonna go like heavy. I ain't trying to like weight lift no, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm here to work out, opposed to like go super duper bulk up hard, whatever. He's like, yo, my joints aren't the same like they used to be. So you change up and I'm not saying Debo getting old, but he old. And so I'm wondering, like, I'm not saying he's not going to be the fierce, plant the feet in the ground hard type of wide receiver when he gets the ball in his hand. But I wonder if he's going to be working on some of them routes, because if there was one area where he struggled, it was definitely in the route running area, and that's all season long, not just in the Super Bowl. It's just never been his game. He's the type of person you get the ball in his hand and he makes a play. You know what I mean? But what were you going to ask me?
With the rookies working out with individual players from the same team, do you think that part of the talk is these are the kind of routes Kyle likes to run? So as they're working out, are they running those kind of things, or are these just regular catch drills, like basic? You go run the curl, you go run a 10-yard comeback.
I think right now they're just regular basic drills, but I think more on the private, when they get together privately, like after this rookie mini camp and maybe before OTAs, because they got 2 weeks off after this, and then OTAs start the end of May. And if they say, if I called you up and say, hey, Mike, let's go work out, or we going to run our routes. But those are more private. Like, you know what I'm saying? Those are specific. These guys are working out with their trainers. You know what I'm saying? So
Gotcha.
let's read this super chat contribution from Miss Jax Knox in the building. She gets the cha-ching on a Friday. She says, it's a good Friday. Have a great show. Keep doing great work. Thank you, Jax. We appreciate the contribution. It is a good Friday, yes. Mike. Nick Sorensen spoke today, and we're going to talk about this playbook because I'm curious to know, like, how complicated or how difficult, it's going to be for these rookies to grasp the concept. And will these coordinators, Kyle Shanahan, Nick Sorensen, will they do some, favoritism tuning?
Adjusting. Let's call it adjusting.
I'm going to call it favoritism tuning. God dang it. That's exactly what it is. When they find a player, it's favoritism. Debo being that example. We love talking about Debo on this show. So Nick Sorensen speaks, man. I don't know if you got a chance to listen to it. I'm curious to know if there were any bullet points you took from the Nick Sorensen speaking for the first time as a defensive coordinator, probably speaking for the first time as a San Francisco 49er now that I think about it.
Right. So, yeah, no, I did not get a chance to go through it with a fine-tooth comb, but a good brother of mine sent me some notes. And one of those notes said that he will not be upstairs in the booth. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that deserves a round of applause. We're going to clap it up for that man. Welcome to the ground level, baby. Welcome to the ground level. Oh, my bad. So he comes in and he says straight up, like, I like to look my players in the eye. Right?
Facts.
So, is he already better than Steve Wilkes? Like, just boom, straight off the gate. Straight off the bat.
Out the gate. That's a click, boom. Listen. He a player's coach. He going to be down there on the football field. So we dead the sideline gate. That gets deaded. It's not going to be that. It ain't never going to be that. It's dead in the water. Sideline gate, gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think there is a small value to it. You know what I mean? Especially if you aren't the type of guy that has been used to being up in the booth calling plays, right? There's no need for you to be, I'm a coordinator now, let me go upstairs, right? Like, I think there's something to take away from being on the sideline after a series, whether it resulted in a turnover or a touchdown for the opposing team, right? Like, after a series, feeling the demeanor as your players come to the sideline. I think that means something. I think that you can grab something from that, and then it's going to affect the next series of play calls. I think that you're going to be like, oh, man, Fred was really hyped up. Man, if they had to throw it to that guy, coach, we had him. Good. We're going to keep that in there. They didn't go to him, but that means that, that we locking them down. That's good. As opposed to, oh, man, they just scored, coach. Like, man, I thought this guy had me. I thought that guy had me, right? Like, you hear those things. When you're up in the booth, you don't get to hear that live, right? You might make a phone call. Hey, what happened on that play? What was the breakdown? But that's very different than seeing the immediate reaction. Anger from a linebacker saying that, oh, the safety was supposed to be behind me, that's why I did X, Y, and Z, is very different. Hearing it live as they walk to the sideline. So I think that's going to have a little bit of a value there, especially for a first-time defensive coordinator.
And for a lot of younger players, right? Like, these are still some young players that are on here. And on top of that, listen, it's all, communication and connecting is key, right? Like, so Like, yeah, you could communicate from up there at the top of I'm about to say phone booth, but you could connect up top from the booth for sure. Like, you could communicate from there, but it's hard to make that connection. You know what I'm saying? Because I could call you up and be like, yo, man, you didn't swivel around, blah, 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 whatever. And I'm like, all right, can you show me what you're talking about? Oh, I can. Just give me 20 minutes to get down there. Nah, that ain't going to work during the football game. And so, like,
They gotta have a John Lynch elevator get down there in like 2.3 seconds. I don't know what he got.
It's 2 Lynches. That's what it is. It's a him and a clone.
Or he comes through the. You ever go to the bank and send the tube up?
Yeah, they don't got them no more. But yes, that was some futuristic stuff, man. But nah, seriously, I think it's good that he's gonna be on the sideline. Any other points that you took from the presser before I get to some of the comments out there?
Just on Sorensen? No.
Yes.
I think that's going to be a major takeaway, man. And I'm excited to see what a new year defensive coordinator can do. And I do want to say this. The excitement of the talent on the defensive side of the ball has to excite anybody that's coming in here that is not coming in with a reputation. That's not coming in here with I've done this. This is what I do. Y'all are going to adjust to me. This sounds like it's going to be a player-friendly scheme this year, and that I'm going to stop there. But that's exciting. That's got to be exciting.
I like that. He also talked about the defensive line. He talked about the defensive line getting back to being that aggressive type of defensive line. I think more of just the hike the ball and you react, opposed to you got to think about what this person is doing and am I getting too much in their space, and all that read crap, I think is going to get thrown out of the window, because I think the defensive line was aggressive, but they lacked a lot. They were a lot different last year, and I don't know if they were less aggressive mentally, but physically they couldn't even get home. So yeah, we could say we're a top team in pressures. Mike, them shits don't matter to me if you're not getting sacks, bro.
I've been trying to tell people for years that while pressures are cool, pressures are the fabricated metric. Hike the ball, and you can hold the ball in the pocket for 10 seconds. And then when you move on that 11 seconds, that's still a pressure. I don't care about that. Right. I don't care about that. This defensive line in particular was not productive enough for all the money and just assets we've thrown at the defensive line. They have not been effective enough. And so I think that's something that, we're gonna have to work on as a unit. And I would like to see the boys just get back to the basics, And then one other change I would like to see the defense make overall, swarming to the ball. A lot of the times what I saw was, so you go back, Salah and even D'Amico, right? The guys would try to get home, but if they couldn't, you saw defensive linemen turning and running towards the play of the ball. Even if they knew, hey, I'm not going to make a play here, but they're at least jogging. They're putting that effort in. If the ball went to the right side of the field, the people on the left side were like, oh, that ain't my play.
Right. It ain't. Like, so they off. They out. Like they take. Yeah, No, I got you.
When people said that this was not the brand of 49ers football that we were used to seeing last year, I think that's what the biggest change was. We got to get back to that. In addition to the defensive line not getting home, but that part also, that hunger to go out there and just take every single play from the opposing team that was missing. I think it's going to be good to see them get back to that.
There's going to be a lot of changes to the defensive front. You know what I'm saying? And literally, man, it's Nick Bosa. And then the question is, who else is going to step up? Right? So they're paying all this money to Javon Hargrave. They made a trade for Malik Collins. Does that fix the run defense from the interior of the run? They move on from Eric Armstead. He's gone. They bring in a lot of depth. They bring in Gross Matos. They bring in a bunch of guys.
Malik Collins is going to be the dog.
They brought in Jordan Elliott. Like, I'm just trying to say, like, the Niners look a little different. And then they brought back some of the Homer favorites, right? Like, they re-signed Kevin Givens. And is this going to be the year of Drake Jackson? Like, you know what I'm saying? Is this year 3 for Drake Jackson? Is he going to be able to put up or shut up? And that's tough, right? Like, because he's going to have to come out there and find a way to compliment. If I see Drake Jackson get beat out by like a Robert Bill who's going into his second year, that's going to be a problem. So Drake's got to come out I'm hoping he's got a good fit to what his body is allowing him to do. But he's got to figure out how to be a menace up there on front on that defensive line. Use him outside. I hope he's better at containing the edge. It's little things like that. And then you add in the Leonard Floyd factor, who is it to me, or he just looks straight up chiseled, like lean, chiseled.
Yeah.
I'm getting to you. He got long arms. Oh man.
You know, it's something to go back to your Drake Jackson point, right? Like, there's been no reported setbacks from the surgery and recovery that happened months ago.
For sure.
Right? So you know the system, ideally. Now we're talking about changes coming, right? But you know the system, and if they're going to let you say, hey, don't worry about dropping back in coverage, we want you to focus. Remember what happened when we signed D Ford?
Yes.
That was the news that came out immediately. Everyone said D Ford is a coverage and liability, and he's not good at setting the edge. And John Lynch said, I'm not worried about that.
But he wasn't. That was weird.
But that was what they were saying. I'm they. I'm not they. Them.
No, I got you.
Them said it. So, and so it was like John Lynch went immediately after the acquisition and was like, hey, we want him to go one direction, get after the quarterback. That's all we want him to focus on. And when he was here and healthy, they were cooking. That's what they needed to do with Drake Jackson, right? That's who we were hoping that Drake Jackson learned from. He was a guy that kind of was similar to D Ford in that aspect. We wanted him to learn from him. Like, hey, we paying him all this money. Hey, man, teach this young buck something.
And so people are probably like, what are they talking about? The playbook and this, that. Yo, that's what this football is not all about athleticism. Malik talked about it. Malik Mustafa talked about it in his presser. He says, look, you're going to get to the league and everybody's going to be athletic. The question is, how smart are you? How well are you going to be able to diagnose and break down what they're asking you to do? And like, that is what you can't teach. Like, you have to know this game. And we all know that Kyle Shanahan's playbook, there was a comment out here from Leon Sandcastle, right? He said, yo, the Dan Orlovsky's video where he showed Kyle's 2008 playbook looks like a damn phone book. I don't know if you got a chance to see it, but it was like this thick, bro.
Oh,
like,
man,
it was like the yellow and the white pages put together. Yes. On this. Bro. And I was like, yo, like, what quarterback in their right mind is going to be able to, like, really gear that up, like, and get into it and get into depth? And it's not just for the quarterback. Like, you know, I'm sure that was the quarterback's book, and then you'll get a wide receiver book, maybe a tight end book, maybe be a little bit more skintier. But, yo, the system is crazy. And we're not even talking about defense. Like, defense, you know, Malik talked about it yesterday. I thought he had one of the dopest pressers too, man. And they're not talking much about much of anything, but they do ask him some specific questions. And they asked him about that, and he was just talking about, you know, what did him and John Lynch talk about at the combine? He was like, yo, like, John Lynch literally picked my brain. He wanted to know what my responsibility was if this person did this and what I had to do in this particular type of coverage. And then if this person, and I'm like, yes. And so it sounds like the Niners are getting back to having players not just play off of reaction, but are smart enough or cognitive enough to understand what's really going on.
Imagine putting on the film of somebody, right, and seeing all aggressiveness, and then speaking to that same person, and he talks about the knowledge of the game and not just reading and reacting, right? That's the difference between a guy like Reuben Foster and a guy like Fred Warner. That's the difference right there. Both aggressive, but one has that football IQ and wants to be the complete package. That's where you separate just great talent versus all pro ability. That's where the separation comes in. Everybody's talented. It's exactly what you said. Everybody's talented. Everybody's athletic was the word that you used. I'm saying talented. You said athletics, right? Same thing. Everybody here is athletic. You're in the NFL because you have flashed talent, but can you apply it? Can you be in the right place at the right time? Can you diagnose the play and then make the play?
It's problem solving, right? And so, like, how well can you think your way through this problem on the drop of a dime? Yeah, people keep forgetting that it has to happen mad quickly too, because these offenses will come out in a personnel. They'll show one thing, guys in motion. Now, what's your responsibility? If you came out in one defensive set, your role or your responsibility as just the safety changes just like that in a fraction. And so can you diagnose that? Can you recognize it first? It's all about play recognition for me. So like are they wise enough to recognize what's going on? After watching film on these rookies, the play recognition is there. Now, was it super consistent? No. But I feel like the ability getting into an NFL system, they did what they needed to do and they got drafted, right?
Yeah.
Now it's about going to where you fit, right? And so some players get drafted and they just get drafted because they're really good, they're talented, but they don't even fit that scheme or that system. I will walk off of a ledge over some shark water saying that Malik Mustafa is a John Lynch pick. The guy fell in love with him just like he fell in love with his boy from Stanford. He fell in love with Malik Mustafa. And I know, but the good thing is this: at least John played the position, and they can relate.
You might be able to identify. Yeah.
Yes.
I got you.
Because they asked him about that too. I thought that was funny. They asked him. They was like, "Hey man, you watch any film on John?" He's like, he said I gotta go dig in the crates for that stuff. I gotta blow off some VCR tapes, VHS tapes, bro.
He's getting a VHS. And what was the other one called before VHS? It was another big ass.
I don't know.
Not 8-track. 8-track was the audio.
8-track was audio.
It's something film. Something. Oh, I can't remember the word.
I just thought it was VHS before that. It was film. It was real film, like real to 8mm film.
Yeah. Someone will put the name of it in there. That's funny though. Yeah, you want them to get back to the basics when it comes to learning these playbooks, on both sides of the ball, right? Like, you talked about the motion and all that kind of stuff, and you know who broke it down the most simplistic way? Since I've listened to all these 49ers defensive coordinators and all that stuff, and he had no, not Betamax. That's not what I was thinking about, but that's funny. There was Vic Fangio, right? He talked about going up against these teams that also played the what was the offense that Roman was doing?
The read option.
Read option, right? And he said, well, you're going to go up against Russell Wilson and RG3 and these guys and Andrew Luck, and they're running the read option also. How do you prepare your team for, 3 different options out of the backfield? And Vic Fangio, the most simplistic answer I've ever heard, and made all the sense in the world. There's one ball.
Right.
I don't care how many options there are. There's one ball. See who has the ball and go get him. And I was like, yo, it's so simple. It sounds genius. Like that's what I want to see these guys get back to. And the same thing for the offensive players learning Kyle's complicated book, right? They say Kyle's book is complicated. I don't know if it's complicated or if it's vast, right? Because when you go out and watch these guys, they're not running the most intricate routes. It's not 7 yards, cut a little bit to the left and then cut back right to the – but it's timing. Yeah.
And so timing is complicated.
Yes.
Because you have to be at your spot at 0700 hours, and I got to be at my spot at 069 hours, and this person got to be at, so it's the vast, so it's timing, right? So it's not about him dialing up routes, it's about their timing routes.
Yeah. But not only is it timing, right? You got to go a certain distance to make the outside guy hesitate a little bit.
Just a smidget. You get what I'm saying? So you have triggers. You have to do what the motherfucking playbook says to do. If you
which players? Go ahead. Go.
I don't know. That's the question.
Right.
I'm not going to say players. Let's pick one offensive and one defensive.
Okay.
Let's keep it a buck.
Right.
So we got, and we're not just talking about the 8 draft picks. We're talking about the 16 players that we know were drafted and undrafted. We're not going to talk about the guys they invited. We'll just talk about those 16. So there's 16 players.
Well, I'm gonna take the low hanging fruit.
Of course,
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna go with Ricky Pearsall. Right? I think that they talked to his coaches more than they actually talked to him. I think they talked to the different schools.
Herm Edwards.
Yeah, Herm Edwards. Yeah, I think they wanted to ask him like, hey, how does he take to coaching? How is he with his route running? How running a route with purpose is the question in this system for wide receivers. And so if Kyle can say, hey, the reason you're running this route is because you're going to make the safety react and the corner react when you do this, I need to know that you can do that, whether the ball's coming to you or not. And that's what Kyle is looking for. And so I think that they invested all this time and energy and spoke to Herm Edwards and the wide receiver position coach for what's Arizona?
Herm Edwards. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't remember the wide receiver coach name, but they spent all this time talking to them.
I'm sorry, I don't remember.
And no, it's fine. But they spent all this time talking to them to make sure that they were getting the right kind of player in here, right? I don't know if you remember during the draft when we got Pearsall, Tony was like, "Yeah, but man, we probably could have got McCaffrey, who was very similar in structure and the way he runs his routes and all that stuff. But what if? Nah,
McCaffrey got the brain too.
Oh, come on, man. He's a quarterback. He don't know what he want to be. He just want to be on the football field.
Nah, that's not true. That if we want to talk about, you want to have that conversation because now we talking about versatility. Because
I'm here. I ain't got nowhere to be.
Malik Mustafa is a corner and got converted into a safety. Okay, and then you want to talk about Isaac Orendo. He wanted to be a wide receiver, but they made him be a running back. So, like, listen, I would say a quarterback is the smartest person on the football field. They have to be. They have to be the smartest person at all times. They have to be. Because they have a lot of responsibility and not just knowing the playbook, but knowing it, executing it, changing it up, audibling it. Like, they have a lot of responsibilities that they have to know. And you can say that for everybody, because if I call it audible, your assignment changes, hopefully. But not everybody's assignment changes.
Right.
Just the ones that are triggered in the audible.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
WPB. Are you telling me that you think the Niners could have gotten similar production from McCaffrey as they could from Pearsall just 3 rounds later? Yeah, good answer. I like that answer right there. Yep, just let it sit. Just let it marinate.
I feel like a head bobble right now. I got a bobblehead. Like
my George Kittle one's over there, and my Jimmy Garoppolo one's over there. I ain't got neither one of them with me. But bro, it's like there's a reason. There had to have been something that separated them, because I promise you guys, if there's nothing else, I think even Christian was in here saying, "Hey, my brother is really good at X, Y, and Z. My brother knows this. My brother knows that." And we know that family, that bloodline, right? That pedigree, they were bred for this game. And there's a reason that the Niners decided to say, "Hey, we're going to get this one instead of that one." And now what that reason is, I don't know. I don't know.
The reason why they chose Ricky Pearsall is because of his ability to play X, Y, Z, though. So I have to point that in there. So if he's an X receiver, he could play on the outside. He has the speed to burn you deep, right? If he's a Y receiver, he could play in the slot, right? And then if he's the Z, he can line up in the backfield. So like at the end of the day, like those are his capabilities, and he has the ability to do all of that thing. That's why I said that he's the X factor from this draft. He might not be the best wide receiver, sound like Debo, right? But he's the X factor. He will allow you to unleash another layer of your offense. So if
who you
Debo
say he was working with? You said he was working with who? Sound like who? Oh, he gonna give it. Let me do the two-face. Let me get right in the middle here. Y'all heard what Wayne said. My man said it with his chest. Y'all better put some respect on that man's name, huh? How we connecting the dots here for y'all?
Those two working together shouldn't go like underneath the carpet or under the radar. Like, they're working together for a reason. And I hope that they continue to build the bond. I'm hoping all the wide receivers build the bond. Pearsall doesn't even have the same body type as a Debo Samuel, but that doesn't mean his mentality and his aggressiveness isn't there.
Have you ever heard of Debo and Ayuk working together in the offseason? You heard about Debo and like Jennings working together in the offseason? Okay. I'm putting this in my mental Rolodex. I'm gonna come back to this at some other point. It's gonna be a callback later on. What about you? So I picked an offensive player. What offensive player do you think is gonna take to the playbook?
So you picked Ricky Pearsall?
Yes, that's gonna be my final answer. Yeah.
Okay. Offensively, I think it's gonna be Isaac Orendo, man.
Oh, I love that you said that. Let me tell you, I'm not going to say no names, but there's a little birdie out there that keeps trying to make me nervous about this pick, because I've been excited about him since we did that mock.
What is Tony saying?
Who said? See, I said a little birdie, and you said Tony.
Because I know Tony a little unsure about this guy, and I get it. It's because of the production. But the volume, he doesn't have. He started one game his 4 years in college. He played 3 years at Wisconsin, transferred to Louisville. He only started one game. But
he was never lower than second on the depth chart, ever.
It doesn't even matter about the depth chart for me when it comes to him. My thing with him is when his number was called, he produced. So if you asked him to run the ball or catch the ball, he made sure he did it. But he was splitting reps, period. You got to remember, he came in the era after Jonathan Taylor was out of Wisconsin, right? His coach compared him to Jonathan Taylor. He says, listen, you don't need to be a wide receiver. You have this Jonathan Taylor-esque type of aura to you. Let's convert you to a running back. That's why you got a 6'1", 200+ pound back, bro. We like, yo, ain't he kind of tall, big, run? Like, he kind of big, right? That's why he started off as a wide receiver. It explains perfectly why he has good hands. He only has 3 fumbles, I think, throughout his collegiate career. Now, like I said, the numbers aren't there. You're not going to get the numbers. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to get the numbers. You're not. He's not going to have the same numbers as a Cody Schrader who in 2 seasons put up over 2,000 yards. But he wasn't the bell cow of the offense in Wisconsin, and he wasn't the bell cow of the offense in Louisville. But I tell you what he does have. 4.3 speed. He's a one-cut running back. He can get to the outside. He's hard to bring down. He breaks tackles, explosive runs. He's a home run hitter. And on top of that, he can add value on special teams. And I forgot to mention the most important part. He can protect your quarterback. And I don't think there's another. The only running back I feel like the best blocking running back, in my opinion, for the San Francisco 49ers that we've ever seen, to me, is Frank Gore.
How soon you trying to get out of here? Because I don't want to. This is your show right now. Well, this is our show, but you know what I'm saying. Like this, you got PFF. PFF shows college and all that, and pro level and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. If we look up the blocking grades for all of the running backs on this team right now, who do you think has the highest one?
From college?
Sure, we could do college if you want.
I could try to see how far
that's
they
probably
go back.
That's probably the most fair way to do it, right? Like,
yeah, because you can't. Yeah, you can't go to the NFL and then go back to college.
If you could dig up that info for me really quick on Mason, Mitchell, and let's do Garindo, and even the undrafted guy that we signed,
Cody Schrader.
Yes, Schrader. If you could pull those 4 up for me, I don't know how far back they're going to go with Christian McCaffrey, which feels like an eternity ago, but it actually was only like 7 years, right? But while you're pulling that up real quick, so the birdie was saying that the speed of the 40 doesn't match the film, and while I wish I could push back against that, I feel like I can't, because when everyone tried to tell me about Elijah Mitchell's 40,
he was a 4.3.
I said, I don't see it. I don't see that on film. And so if I can't, I'd be the most phony person in the world if I were to sit here and say, yeah, but I see it here and I don't see it there, right? So the film, he didn't have a lot of those home run 60, 70-yard runs like we saw from a guy like, Raheem Mostert. We didn't see a lot of that. So I guess that's what the apprehension is. It's not. The birdie never said he's not going to be a good running back for the 49ers, and it was a lot of, I just don't see it. That was more of what the concerns were. I don't see it. And so I said, I respect that, and we're going to have to see how it shapes out. But I'm really, really excited. I love that you picked Garindo, because I want to be excited about him. When we were doing those mock drafts and we finally got him in one of them, I was like, man, Wayne got me hype on this guy. And we go back and we do our research for the mock, the recap on Fridays. Man, oh man, you had me salivating about this dude, bro. Pause. But I was super excited. I was super excited to see what he's gonna be with this team and this scheme where the holes, the running lanes are bigger. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit wider. And so that's what I was looking at, and I saw a level of physicality. You said that Pearsall's not built like Debo, but you know who is?
Who?
Isaac Garindo. Have you ever looked at their numbers, their measurables?
Good point.
Just their height, weight, and everything. They're built pretty similar, man. But one guy's got some crazy speed. I just hope that speed translates to the NFL, because if we could get that home run hitter back in this offense again, the league is going to be in trouble.
Exactly. Exactly. And if the Niners are looking to get quicker up front from their offensive line, if they're looking, I mean, they drafted 2 offensive lines with top tier shuttles and top tier 3 cones and top tier 10-yard splits. That lets me know that they trying to run sideline to sideline. That lets me know they're trying to get back this outside zone. They already know they got the running back with the vision. They already know that they got Elijah Mitchell that could keep the chains moving. Now they can add a home run hitter, and they got the bruiser in Jordan Mason. And then they also signed Patrick Taylor, right? And as a free agent running back. So I got the blocking grades, and I'm gonna tell you right now. Can you guess out of Christian McCaffrey, Jordan Mason, Elijah Mitchell, and Isaac Guerendo, who has the highest blocking grade? Pass blocking grade, too. No run blocking. They are the running backs. Pass blocking.
I'm going to go with, I want to say
Put them in
Guerendo,
order.
but
Put them in order for me. Put them in order.
You want me to just try to predict it?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go Mason, Guerendo, Mitchell, and whoever the fourth one was. Who was the
Christian
fourth
McCaffrey?
one? And McCaffrey.
So he's last on your list?
You making me feel
No. I'm asking you a question. He's
yeah,
last.
you know what? I'm gonna leave it that way. I'm gonna.
Dang,
I don't think
bro.
I got a single one of them right.
You
but
didn't
I'm gonna
get a
leave it
single
that way.
one of them right. All right,
I
are you
know.
ready? So here you go. You ready for this?
McCaffrey.
Elijah Mitchell,
Oh.
Christian McCaffrey,
Uh-huh.
Isaac Guerendo, Jordan
And then
Mason.
Mm.
Now I will
And
say,
you know what you just did?
what did I just do?
You just built
I
the
just
day
did a
one
depth chart.
You just
For pass blocking, pass pro. Pass
No,
pro.
that's the depth chart. Period.
That
That's
ain't no
the depth chart.
You was trying to tell me Elijah Mitchell's over Christian McCaffrey?
What
Boy,
I say?
Boy,
No,
I
I'm
shit,
kidding,
boy.
I'm kidding.
boy.
I'm kidding. I kid.
All
But
right.
they gonna be 1 and 2. They're gonna be 1 and 2.
The only issue with
Guerendo, 3.
Elijah Mitchell's only issue is health. Like the dude could stay healthy. The dude was about to be 1,000-yard running back his rookie season.
Come on, bro.
Year
Come on.
2, took the knee injury week 1.
And even after CMC got here, he still looked like the more dominant guy with the ball in his hand.
Remember
Yes.
at the end of year 2, he came in the game and he was like, oh, and we kept saying, yo, year 3, that 1-2 punch about to be like, yo.
And then he got punched and never got up.
We fall down and
but
can't
didn't
get up.
He needed some milk.
He need stop
some
drinking.
milk.
They got to stop drinking that lactose and oat milk and whatever. They got to go back to the
Get
strong.
that vitamin D, the whole milk.
D,
Stop with the skim milk. Stop with the 2%.
no skim. Eat the
The
fat.
lid needs to be red.
Drink the
It
fat.
needs
Go
to be
suck
a
on
red
a
lid.
booby
Yes.
for all I care. They got to get the milk
Oh.
back in their system, bro. Because Dave Bones is too fragile for my blood, bro.
Come on, man. Come on. Calcium tablet, something. Y'all better do something.
Something. Listen, that's crazy, right? So you want the numbers because they're.
Yes. Are they close? Are they at
No.
least close?
Well,
Shut
Christian
up.
McCaffrey and Elijah Mitchell are close.
Okay.
Pass
Let
blocking
me guess.
grade.
Can I guess the number?
Yeah,
I'm gonna guess just the one
I'm
number for them.
I'm going off of just their last collegiate season too. By the way,
Yeah, 76.3.
Elijah Mitchell was a 74.
Okay,
Christian McCaffrey
72.9.
71.2.
Okay.
Isaac Guerendo.
I'm gonna say 68.5.
Here's what's crazy, right?
Uh-oh.
He has a bad blocking grade, but you gotta watch the film. He had one bad game and it really fricked up his grade. And then there was 3
PFF
games.
is-
Yeah. So because if I read you his grades, it's 70, 76, 70, 59.9, 13.4.
What?
Like, come on.
That's gonna skew the averages heavy.
all the way.
Like, what-
But
like,
hear me
what was
out, Mike.
that?
73, 77.6, 66.7. But that 13.4 gave him a 48.8.
See, but he's really a 70 blocker. That was
Do you
one.
get what?
that was off there.
That's why I'm like, we having this conversation because I wanted to give you the context because I knew you were going to keep it real. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
you're telling me on average he's blocking a 70, but had one bad game and it effed up his grade like that? Yeah.
Come on,
Of course.
Yeah.
And then
Everyone here who's ever had any kind of job, you've had a bad day before.
Exactly.
And that is not who you are. That should not define you.
But I don't know what entitled him to get a 13 point. He must have missed. It was
Everything.
4. He missed all 4. He missed all 4 of the blocks. Is that what you're telling me? Damn.
It's crazy.
And
is
here's the
wild.
thing. He only gave up 1 hurry and a total of 1 pressure. So how is it a 13.4?
No sacks. So how did he get a 13? Like
I don't know.
Come on,
I
man.
di-
You ain't even say hit. You
I
said
didn't
hurry
even
and
say hit.
pressure.
I said a hurry. All right, Jordan Mason. Now, can I give you Jordan Mason's context? He played every game his senior year.
High volume.
And hit high volume. So 42.0. Also, you got to remember Isaac
That's his
Garendo
overall?
didn't start games. Yeah, his grade was a 42. So he was a little bit less than Isaac Garendo, like 6 points less, right? But listen to his grades. 17.6, 70.8. He had a good day. 20.8, 36.3, 20.6, 78.4, good day. 80.7, great day. 77.7, good day.
Good day.
55.7, 80.4, good day. 65, 23.
Do 45, 47.
Who the white? The one around your lip.
Dang, he had too many bad days though. But he's inconsistent though. Inconsistent. And that's why we see guys. Oh, Schrader was the other one that I wanted to know.
That's
who
what we
the
kept.
other was.
I said that name 7 times. I said Cody Schrader.
No, but you didn't pull him up though. He wasn't one of the 4.
Oh, because I'm sorry.
You did Christian McCaffrey instead. Remember, I said I don't know if Christian McCaffrey's going to be there.
I didn't
But-
hear you. Okay, my bad. I'll get Cody Schrader.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah. So that's interesting, and that's I wonder if that's why Kyle is hesitant to put him out there.
I'm trying to
in big
tell you.
moments of games.
I've been trying to explain that to y'all.
And I figured out why 49er fans love him. Do you
Why?
remember what game it was in preseason that made 49er fans fall in love with Jalen Hurd? You remember what team we were playing against?
Oh, the Cowboys.
If you go back and watch that Niners-Cowboys game,
Yeah.
Mason went crazy in that game. Like, I'm not saying crazy. I don't know what his total stats were, but he had a really good game that game. And so I think that's why Niner fans are like, we need to see more Mason. Why is he out there only 2% of the time and Christian McCaffrey's out there 98? And I think that's why. I think that's what we were all focused on. It's like if you go out and you do well against the Cowboys, 49er fans revere you. You get a special place in their hearts. It's we put you on a pedestal. So I think that's what that was.
All right. So for Cody Schrader, his pass blocking grade was a 52.4. So he's 3rd out of the 5. And there's really 6 backs because there's Patrick Taylor, but I didn't look him up too. But he would be 2nd if I took Christian McCaffrey off.
Yeah, we do have to start looking forward. You have to
Absolutely.
start looking
But his speed, there's so many things. His pass catching, there's so many other things he has to be able to do. But pass protection, he's 3rd best. But
Can I talk junk about my wife real quick before she come back in the house?
I don't think that's wise. But go ahead.
No, it's quick. She said, "Baby, I got to go to the grocery store and pick up some lunch meat. Do you want anything?" And I said, "No, I'm good. I'll see you when you get home." Fam, she just made her 2nd trip back to the car to get more bags.
Oh, she getting more
How much
lunch
lunch meat did she like? Come on, why do women do that? This is why I don't like going shopping with women. All right,
Wait, so you mean to tell me you don't go to the grocery store for one thing and get more than what you went to the grocery store for? Yeah.
Oh no, I'm singular focused. Give me a list. I'm getting everything on that list, and I'm getting out. And if I pass something in the aisle that, oh man, I want Fruity Pebbles also. Like that's it.
So that means you do the same thing basically.
This not all from the same aisle. I can see. I can see. Like that's a case of water. We have 5-gallon dispensers.
Oh, the jug.
here.
Yeah.
That's a case
But it's
of
cool
water.
to have them to bring
She
with
give them to
you.
the kids to go to school.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Yeah, but but all right, cool. Lunch meat.
But Schrader, this is a crazy take from Media. He says that Schrader gonna make the roster over Mason.
Over Mason.
And
This is Mason's last year in the contract, right?
Mason's last year in the contract.
I think that the 4 running backs that make the roster will be CMC, Grindo, Mason.
And Mitchell.
I don't know. Yeah, I gotta think Mason. Mitchell.
I'm hoping. Is there any possibility? Which one of those running backs? Which one of those new running backs between Cody Schrader, Isaac Arendo, and Patrick Taylor. Which one of the new running backs will grasp this playbook?
I don't know enough about him to give you an honest answer. I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
Well, which one do you think will grasp the playbook? Just off of what you do know about him.
Out of Taylor, Schrader, and
Taylor's the veteran. Schrader is the rookie out of
this is Taylor's second time here too, right?
Missouri.
I think we signed him like 2000.
I don't remember us signing him before.
I gotta look this up. I feel like he was here before. Patrick, right?
Yeah, you could be right. You could be right. So I'm asking, like, which one do you think? You know,
I'm gonna go with Garindo, number 1, and then number 2 Schrader.
So you think the undrafted guy? Oh, I
no,
love
he
it.
wasn't here before.
I love it. I love it. Give Mike a round of applause, y'all.
Wow. Yo, these are some big backs for the Niners. Pause. 6'2". Did you know Patrick Taylor was that big?
They want durability. They want guys that drink enough milk. Because at the end of the day, we say Kyle should have ran the ball. Kyle should have ran the ball. Kyle should have ran the ball. And what if he just didn't feel comfortable using CMC again or whatever? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't want to put Elijah Mitchell out there because he missed the glass. Like, and then you would have had to rely on Jordan Mason. Why not utilize Jordan Mason more? I can't answer that question, but yeah, they said you're thinking of Trenton Cannon. Remember him?
I do.
Cannon.
Actually, I liked him a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Last but not least, get to some of these comments before I dip up out of here. Mark says, Breezie and Mike, thoughts on Sorensen's comment about Green playing nickelback role to start off? Does that say more about Lenoir or the team's belief in the depth on the outside cornerbacks? And really quickly, I picked Garindo, you picked Pearsall. Which defensive player is going to get this playbook and be ready to go?
Yeah.
He's talking about Green here.
I'm gonna go with Mustafa.
Y'all gonna be mad at the pick that I'm gonna go with.
I'm gonna go with Mustafa. Yeah, I think that he's already displayed the desire, and so I'm gonna go with him.
Solid. I'm gonna go with Tatum Bethune because he's a tone setter.
The last pick of the draft,
and I wouldn't be surprised if he beat out.
Don't you say Winters? Oh no. Oh no, that's not what he was about to say.
So I was gonna say some of the players drafted last year. I was gonna leave it open like that. That's what I was gonna do.
If you're gonna name my birdie, I'm gonna put a name on your bullet too.
Oh, that's kind of messed up though. You a sore motherfucking loser,
Petty,
bro.
Let's go. Come on, man. I got to.
I think D. Winters has a shot, but I think it's gonna come down to Jalen Graham. And Jalen Graham played the mic last year. This kid, Tatum Bethune, plays the mic. He has better reaction to the plays. He's able to diagnose the plays. He's better in coverage. I don't care if he ran a 4.73. If you can cover a wide receiver in the slot, who usually is one of the quickest wide receivers on the football field, if you can cover that guy and only allow him to get 3 yards on you and make the tackle, that's my pick. That's the guy. That's the guy. Mm-hmm. And when they interviewed Renardo Green, because we're going to talk about him before we dip up out of here, when they interviewed Renardo Green, he must have answered more questions about Tatum Bethune than he did about himself. Like, you know what I mean? But he was happy that he was here with his brother. So Tatum Bethune is going to be the guy. I know people are not high on him, but I'm telling you, the film ain't lying to me, bro. It's something about him that screams 49er.
Right. All right. So I like that pick. But let me answer this question here from Mark. And this is a really, really good question. I think philosophically, this is exactly what they need to say. Now you build the confidence in Lenoir to say, hey, we're not going to try to make you just this inside guy. Because this is a contract year for Lenoir. Keep that in mind. We're not just going to try to put you there. Now Lenoir hears this, and he's like, oh, this is my moment. This is my moment. I can prove I'm an outside guy. He comes into camp more invigorated. You know, he's got that energy now. He's got that drive, determination. And now it's on Green to fail. And they say, Lenoir, we don't want the team to be in a liable situation like that. We wanted you to be the outside guy. You know, Sorensen said it at his very first presser. You know, like this is what the plan was all along, but we need you here right now. Now his mindset is, okay, I'll step up and I'll help the team, but I appreciate y'all trying to let me get there. Now, what that does for the contract later is different, but now you're putting him in a position where it's a win-win for the team and for the player. Now you boom, from day one, you've established that confidence. So I like that. I like that a lot.
I do too. And if I'm being honest though, I just feel like Lenore is better. But if what you said is kind of spot on, and I could dig it. But if they see Renardo struggle in the slot, which could be an issue, and on the short area, the quickness, he could struggle in the slot. He's more of an outside guy. He's more of a press guy. You're not press manning, jamming anybody in the slot because they're off the line anyway, right? So I don't know. And it seems like every time they force a player to go to the, I'm not saying he doesn't have the ability to do it. He's a versatile player. He can line up in the slot. He line up in the slot. I'm just saying, you know, and maybe they're doing that until it's his time. You know what I'm saying? And he'll get an opportunity to go back to the outside. But I do like the message that you said that you feel like they're sending to Diamador Lenore. I think that's spot on. And so you want your three best corners out there on the football field when they're in 3 wide receiver sets. And if Renardo Green is that kid to be the starting slot, I'm more power to it. I think he'll do better than what Womack did. He has a different body type. He's quicker. Can get around quicker. And, you know, who else do you want to see there other than Diamador Lenore? So we'll see what happens. I don't like Darrell Luter Jr. as a slot guy either. I like him on the outside. He's big. He's physical too.
Oh, okay. Do you think there's a place for him?
Yes, him and Green are I think they're going to be the future press corners on the outside. Like I just feel it.
So you think Demo and Ward are out of here after this year?
No, I'm just saying in the future. I'm just saying like we got time. Like, you know, I don't know. The battle is going to be for real, is what I'm saying. We got camp going on right now. We got some updates. You guys got some questions about that. Mike McDaniels over on Facebook says, I'm telling you, this team's being set up for longer ball. Right now, you take CMC out of the backfield, and D automatically knows the running back isn't a pass threat. Now you get a bigger targets out of the backfield. Interesting take.
Garindo. That's the Garindo point. Former wide receiver. This is why I wanted the team to use Jeff Wilson Jr. more, right? Like, don't just show your hand immediately, right? Like I hated that. Anytime it wasn't our starting running back, it was like, oh, well, we know what's not happening right now, right? Like
correct.
Kyle's offense is based off of deception, manipulation of the defense.
There it is. That's the
keep
key,
them guessing.
Mike.
You know what I'm saying? We don't have to line up Debo in the backfield and say, oh, it still could be a pat. Like, come on, let's make it less predictable, man.
And that's why Kyle drafted Ricky Pearsall, and that's why Kyle drafted Isaac Garindo. Because his players are going to keep the deception alive, right? Like they're going to keep you trying to figure out what you're going to do with them, right? Manley says, why Grant saying that Ricky P out there catching punts? Just want y'all take on that. I mean, he has to make the roster.
What's wrong with that?
He has to make the roster by any means necessary. I mean, if he's a good punt catcher, locating that ball in the air and securing the ball, I'm cool with it. Like, I don't mind it. We see wide receivers do it all the time. Brandon Ayuk did it. Remember one year? Debo was a kick returner last year. I mean, it's all about having the best people doing the job.
They're throwing bodies back there. For the people out there, myself maybe included, right? Because I come down hard on the 49ers for, hey, get us a return guy, right? I come down hard on the Niners for that. To pretend like they haven't been trying, we've seen Richie James. We saw a short stint with Pettis. We've seen Debo back there. We've seen Trent Taylor back there. We've seen, now you're talking about Pearsall going back there. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Ayuk was fielding them during training camp at one point.
He did it during the regular season. Ayuk was fielding punts, and I was like, nah.
Right. So they're trying to find an answer, but what they're trying to avoid is drafting a designated return man.
Correct.
So they want to make the best of what they have.
Right. They're drafting a running back. But if they have the ability to do those things, they're going to test you out.
Yeah.
And you all saw what Ronnie Bell did. Y'all don't want that. None of us want that. So they have to do this. They have to figure it out.
While we say none of us want that, he had to show something to make them confident, putting them back there on game day. Don't let that one muff trip y'all up.
I had zero problems with it, but I know it is what it is. Like, you might get muff punts from any of these other guys too, and then what?
Exactly. Right, because you could be as good as you want to be. Christian McCaffrey still fumbled inside the red zone. Like, that should not sway your decision on certain things. So, and Mike, it's gonna continue to happen. And that one Super Bowl, the offense couldn't do shit. So let's not pretend like there's not a reason these return men try to go above and beyond, what's happening. That's all. I'm not going to defend 10 because snap, are they both 10? What number Ronnie Bell wear?
He wears 10 now. Oh, Kyle Williams wear 10 too.
Kyle Williams, oh my God.
He's got to get out that number ASAP, bro.
Yeah.
ASAP.
What number would you like to see Ronnie Bell wear?
9. Anything but 10. Who wears 9? Willis?
Robbie Gould was the last one, right?
I think Braden Willis wears 9. Tell him to get that shit up. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not mad at you, man.
All Ronnie Bell got to do is I got more touchdowns than you. So.
Oh, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun, man. What a year we have on the horizon, man. Football is almost back, man. We're getting excited again. The rookies are in camp, man. We're hearing from the coordinators for the first time, and I don't know if you want to go over anything else or you want to wrap it up.
No, but this was the worst. I'll take a muff punt over this any day. I don't care if he secured the ball. It was 10, 15 yards though, Mark. You got to go back and watch it. They didn't even know he had the ball. And he literally fear caught the joint. And he had 15 yards of freedom. Like,
that's not fair.
How come it's not fair?
Because you don't know what he was told when he went on the field.
I don't give a fuck. I don't care what he was told. Ain't nobody in front of you to where you gonna get 15. It's like, yo, I'm gonna spot you 15 points.
That is not.
They spotted him 15 yards, bro.
But
I hear you.
I agree.
I
agree, but we don't know what the. There's been times where coaches go out there and say, "Hey, no matter what happens, you don't score and you don't go out of bounds. Keep the ball in bounds. Don't that's it. Secure the ball.
Keep the ball secured, bro."
Because it was a fair catch.
But he didn't have to fair catch it, and he was. I gotta go. Bam.
We live all the time, kicking it with the fam, bro. That's Breezie. I'm Mike, and this is the BAM Show.
We out, y'all.
Peace.
Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. That's right.
Woo! You are so beautiful to me. I was about to end the stream instead of hitting
I thought you was going to do the mama.
I got to sing that this weekend. Yes.
See?